Good morning, students. So today we are going to start the new topic. Actually, we have studied equity share and preference share. Today we are going to discuss the difference between equity and preferential share. Today you all have got your wet test. I hope all have done well. So let's start. The chapter is sources of business finance. So today's topic is difference between equity share and preference share. It is very important topic, right? So first, it is the points of difference. Point of points of difference. That is equity share and that is preference share. So, on the point of face value, the face value of equity share is lower than the face value of preferential share, right? जो इक्विटी शेयर की फेस वैल्यू होती है वो कंपैरेटिवली लो होती है, प्रेफरेंशियल शेयर की हाई होती है. ओके, नेक्स्ट, डिविडेंड. The dividend is paid to equity shareholder after paying the dividend of all shares. After paying all the shares, only then the dividend will be paid to the equity shareholders. But in preferential shareholder, it is a fixed amount of dividend, so it is payable before paying all other shares, right? It means it is payable after paying all the dividend. And it has a fixed time. It has a fixed time. ये अपने टाइम पर ही पे किया जाएगा. नेक्स्ट, वोटिंग राइट. Equity shareholder has got all the voting rights related to the economic activities in the company, but preferential shareholder, they don't have any voting right in company's activity. They have equity right. Sorry, they have voting right. They don't have voting right, right? Risk. इक्विटी शेयर होल्डर्स आर द प्राइमरी रिस्क बेयरर ऑफ द कंपनी. मतलब अगर कंपनी में कोई भी रिस्क होगा, इक्विटी शेयर होल्डर विल बेयर इट. इफ द कंपनी फेस द लॉस, इक्विटी शेयर होल्डर विल ऑल्सो लॉस देयर डिविडेंड. बट द प्रेफरेंशियल शेयर होल्डर, दे won't bear the risk, right? They bear the risk. They don't bear the risk. रोड सफाई करने पे refund of capital. Refund of capital. At the time of the winding up of the company, equity shareholder are refunded only after preferential share are paid. During the winding up the company, equity share are payable only when the preferential shareholders have paid their dividend. जब preferential share को हम pay कर देते हैं, only after that equity shareholders are able to take their dividend. But in preferential share, at the time of the winding up the company, they get their equity, their preferential share, right? The dividend after paying the preferential share. Preferential share may not be redeemed to expiry. They may not be redeemed. Okay, that is all. And practice it and learn it out, because it is very important topic. And exam में 11th final exam में आपको कई बार मिल भी जाएगा. So let's start a new topic, that is debenture. Debentures, right? Let's start. It is the second and last topic, actually the last topic of the chapter. I hope it will be completed today. Debentures. What are debentures? So, as a definition, debenture is the common security issued under the borrowed fund capital. Student, as we have learned the very first day of starting this chapter, that there is two kind of fund for business finance, that is owner fund and second is borrowed fund. So debenture is the part of borrowed fund. Debenture are instrument of raising long term फाइनेंस. जब हमें लॉन्ग टर्म में हमें फाइनेंस को रेज करना होता है, ओनली दैट टाइम वी इशू द डिबेंचर. डिबेंचर आर कॉल्ड द creditorship security because the debenture holders are called creditor of the company. Debenture holders are the outsider of the company. When we get the finance, when we get the fund from outside of the company, it is known as debenture. Okay, so the features of debentures are, इसको हम बोल सकते हैं आउटसाइड क्रेडिटर्स. ओके, सो फीचर्स आर borrowed fund. Debentures are borrowed fund, means the fund which we borrow from outsider are known as debenture. It is a part of borrowed fund. Fixed rate of interest. Second is fixed rate of interest. Fixed rate of interest means debenture holder always get a fixed rate of interest. The interest of the debenture is paid at fixed rate. The rate of interest is decided in the annual general meeting. जो भी हमारी annual general meeting होती है, on that time the shares of debenture holders is discussed and decided, and it will be paid only in a fixed rate, right? Next, compulsory payment of interest. Third is compulsory payment of interest. Compulsory payment of interest. In debenture holders, it is compulsory to pay the interest because they are outsiders. They are not shareholders like preferential share or equity share, that if company is facing loss, the dividend is not supposed to be paid, but it is outsider. So it doesn't matter your company is facing loss or surplus, you have to pay the dividend to the debenture holders. Right? Security. What is security? Most of the time, debenture are issued against the charge some fixed assets of the company. Means because they are outsiders, so they have uh, they are to take the more trust in the company. They don't have the more trust on the company. So when they issue their debenture, they always put some security from the कंपनी. सपोज अगर मैं किसी कंपनी के डिबेंचर्स दे रही हूँ, तो ऑलवेज आई प्रेफर टू टेक सम सिक्योरिटी फ्रॉम द कंपनी ऑन द बिहाफ ऑफ डिबेंचर. So in case in future, if my dividend is will not be payable by the company, I will have that security of company, right? So that their security is must. Fifth is redeemable. Redeemable. What does it mean? Debenture are always redeemable or paid back on expiry of a fixed period of time. If the time period of paying the dividend is closed or expired, still the dividend is supposed to be paid even after the fixed time period or the time limit, right? Next, no voting rights. No voting rights. Debenture holder has not any voting rights related to the company. They don't have any rights to interfere in company's decision, as they are creditor or they are outsider. So that is all for today, and tomorrow we'll discuss the merit and demerits of the debentures, and the last topic, that was the factor we will keep in mind while starting a business, and the chapter would be completed from by tomorrow onwards, and I'll give you some notes related to the topic. Till then, I suggest you to prepare your own notes while reading the chapter by line, as it is online class, bache. So you have to put more efforts on your studies because your examination will take place on the same time, and doesn't matter the school will open on in September or November or December, but your examination, your final examination, I think it will take place on March as usual. So put more and more efforts and do more and more hard work. If you have any confusion or any doubt related to studies or in any subject, you can call or you can discuss us in WhatsApp group. And being a class teacher, I'm suggesting you and I'm warning you also that by some days, by some last days, I'm saying and I'm noticing that some students are doing misbehave with some teachers, so it will not be bearable. So be in your limits and behave nicely, and focus on your studies. So go through the whole video and make your notes. Tomorrow we'll discuss the next topic. Till then, take care.